Sukhamattam tikam jattad buddhigraham matindriyam Vesti jatra na chaiva ayam sthita chalati tattataha. Now, every one of us is searching after happiness. But we do not know what is real happiness. The real happiness is hint of real happiness. What is real happiness? That is being described by Lord Sri Krishna to Arjuna. What is that real happiness? Happiness we feel through our senses. Because material, dead stone, has no sense. Therefore, dead stone cannot feel happiness or distress. Now this consciousness, the developed consciousness, feels happiness and distress more than undeveloped consciousness. Just like the trees. The trees, they have got also consciousness, but it is not developed consciousness. Therefore, the trees are standing on the road or any place, but they have no sense of feeling the misery. Now suppose a human being is asked to stand like the tree at least for 3 days, or it will be impossible for him, because he cannot tolerate such kind of misery. So, therefore conclusion is that every living entity feels the pleasure and happiness according to the developed consciousness of its being. Similarly, the happiness which you are feeling now in the material mixture, that is not real happiness. That is not real happiness. If you ask the tree, are you feeling happy? The tree will say, yes, I am feeling happy standing here the whole year, and the wind and snowfall I am enjoying very much. You see. So that sort of happiness the tree may enjoy. But you as human being, you will say, oh, this is the standard of his enjoyment. So similarly, there are different kinds and different grades of living entities. Their standard of feeling happiness and miseries are also different grades. Animal, in the animal kingdom, there are no sense. One animal is being slaughtered, the other animal is seeing. Because he has no knowledge, the next turn he is being slaughtered, but he is chewing some grass. He is happy. He is thinking that I am happy. Next moment he will be slaughtered, but he does not know. So these are all different grades of happiness. But the highest standard of happiness is described here. Sukham atantikam jat tad buddhi grayam atindriyam. Buddhi grayam atindriyam. Buddhi means intelligence. One has to be intelligent. If you want to enjoy life, then you must be intelligent also. That's like the animals, they are not intelligent enough. Therefore they cannot enjoy life as a human being can. Stand. So here in the Bhagavad Gita also it is said that buddhi grayam atindriyam. Atindriyam. Now, just take the example of a dead man. The senses, the hands, the nose, the sense organs and everything is there. but now it cannot enjoy. The dead body, it cannot enjoy. Why? This requires intelligence. Why the dead body cannot enjoy? What is the difference? The body is lying there, the hands and the nose and the legs and the eyes and all other sense organs are there, but why the dead body cannot enjoy? That requires intelligence. That means that the enjoying energy, the spiritual spark, that has gone away. Therefore, it has no power to enjoy. Then, if you make advance further with intelligence, then you will understand that actually the body was not enjoying, but that little spark, spiritual spark, that was enjoying. Not this body. This requires little intelligence. I am thinking that I am enjoying with my sense organs, but you are not enjoying. The real enjoyer is that small spiritual spark within you. That spiritual spark has got the potency of enjoyment, but that is not being manifested on account of being covered by this material tabernacle, and therefore this enjoyment is not possible. This requires little intelligence. Where is the enjoyment for the dead body? The dead body no more can enjoy. Suppose if a man is offered a dead body of a beautiful woman, will he accept? Or a woman is offered the dead body of a beautiful man, will she accept? No. Because that enjoying spark is moved now. So that requires intelligence. Who is enjoying? Who is enjoying? The enjoying spirit. The spirit is enjoying, not this body. That requires intelligence. Then again, now, if that spirit is enjoying, then the spirit must have enjoying senses also, otherwise how it can enjoy? If you have no enjoying sense organ, then how you can enjoy? A plant cannot enjoy. Therefore it is accepted that the spirit soul, although it is very small, atomic, we cannot measure. Several times I have repeated here that the measurement of the small, my infinitesimal spirit spark is just 1/10,000th part of the upper portion of your hair. It is so small, but that does not mean just like we are incapable to measure something, we define that point has no length, no breadth, but actually it is not fact. If you see a point with microscope, you will find the point has increased to 1 inch round, and it has got length and breadth. Similarly, we have no capacity to make a measurement of the soul, but there is measurement. And there are senses of that spiritual spark. There are. Without having this, without the spiritual spark, having the senses, how this body is grown. This body is just like dress. When you speak of dress, the dress is made according to your body. If you go to a tailor, the tailor will take measurement of your body and the dress will be supplied to you, fit. Similarly, Unless the spiritual spark has got body, how these, the dress of this material tabernacle has grown? This requires intelligence. Now the conclusion is that spiritual spark is not impersonal. It is actually personal. The soul is actual personal. As God is actual personal, similarly, because we are part and parcel of the Supreme, therefore, if I am a person, then God must be person. God is the Father of everyone. Now, if I am the Son, I have got personality, I have got individuality. How can you deny the individuality and personality of the Supreme Lord? So these things require intelligence. Intelligence. The sukham atantiyam jasta buddhi graham atindriyam. Atindriyam. Atindriyam means you have to transcend this material senses. Then you can actually appreciate what is happiness. Just like the other day, I explained the happiness of the yogi. Ramante yogina anante satyanande chidatmani. Ramante yogina anante. The yogi are those who are transcendentalists, aspiring after spiritual life. They are called yogis. Bhakti yogi, jnana yogi, jnana yogi. There are so many departments of yogi. Now, they also enjoy. The whole process is to concentrate upon the Vishnu Murti, Vishnu form within the heart. And unless there is pleasure, there is no enjoyment. Wow, what is the use of controlling the senses and focusing the mind on the supreme, super soul within the heart? There is pleasure. And what sort of pleasure that is? That pleasure is ananta. Ananta means endless. Endless. Yogina, ramante, yogina, anante. Ananta means their pleasure is not endless. That pleasure, why it is not endless? Because Spirit is eternal and the Supreme Lord is eternal. Therefore, reciprocation of their loving exchanges, they are eternal. They are eternal. The living Spirit is eternal, the Lord is eternal, and their exchange of feelings, a loving feeling, that is also eternal. So one who is intelligent, they should refrain from this sensual enjoyment of this material body, which is flickering, which is not in essence, and should seek that enjoyment of spiritual life. That is called Rasa Leela. You have heard about Lord Krishna's Rasa Leela. That is not ordinary exchange of feelings of this material body. That is exchange of feelings of the spiritual body. So Sukham Atantiyam Jasta Buddhigrahi. One has to use his intelligence to understand what is real happiness. A foolish man cannot understand what is real happiness. Intelligence. So as soon as one becomes intelligent, the next slope is described. Now, Deti jatra na chaivayam sitas chalati tattataha. One who does not know what is real happiness, they are seeking happiness in this material world. There is a nice story. A man, a friend, was advised by his friend that if you chew sugar cane, Oh, it is very nice, sweet. The friend who was advised to chew sugar cane, he had no experience. What is sugar cane? So he asked his friend, oh, what is the sugar cane? The friend suggested, it is just like a bamboo log. So the foolish friend began to chew all kinds of bamboo logs. So how he can get the sweetness of the sugar cane? Similarly, we are trying to have happiness and pleasure, but we are trying to derive happiness, pleasure, eschewing this material body. So therefore there is no happiness, there is no pleasure. For the time being there may be a little feeling of pleasure, but that is not actual feeling. That is for temporary, just a slight focus of that lightning. That in the sky we find some lightning, but real lightning is beyond that. So, Veti jatra na chaivayam sitaschalati tattataha, because persons they do not know what is happiness, sitaschalati tattataha, real happiness that deviated from real happiness. Jangalabdha chaparangalaභang mannatinādhikam tata. This real happiness, now we are trying to be posted or to be situated in that position of real happiness by practice of this Krishna consciousness. By Krishna consciousness, we shall gradually develop our intelligence, real intelligence. Then we shall naturally like to enjoy the spiritual happiness, and as we make progress and get taste of spiritual happiness, so proportionately we give up the taste of this material. Bhakti parishanubhava virakti annatra syat. Bhakti, this Krishna consciousness, is gradually developed in realizing, understanding the supreme absolute truth. Parishanubhava. Parishanubhava. Whereas parishanubhava, as we make progress to understand the absolute truth, naturally we become detached from this false happiness we are trying to enjoy. Bhakti parishanubhava virakti annatra syat. Now, here it is stated, Janglabdha chaparanglabhang mannatinādhikam tataha. If somebody somehow or other achieves or is promoted to that stage, then what is the result? The result is Janglabdha. By achieving such stage of transcendental state, chaparanglahamang mannatina, other achievements, they become insignificant. Here we are trying to achieve so many things. We are trying to achieve so many riches, strength, fame, and beauty, and knowledge. So many things we are trying, achievement. But as soon as you become properly situated in Krishna consciousness, achievement, then you think, oh, no achievement is better than this achievement. Jangalabdha, chaparangalabham. Aparangalabham means other kinds of achievement. They will be considered as fig. It is so big, this Krishna consciousness, that one who understands and have a little taste, salpamopiyasya dharmasya trayati muhtova, a little taste can save one from the greatest danger. And as he makes progress and has real taste, then he thinks that all other achievements are useless, nonsense, in comparison to Krishna. Jangalabdha chaparang labhang mannati nadhikang tata jasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vicharlate. I am very glad to inform you a practical example. One of our students, he was put into very unfavorable condition, but he was not at all disturbed due to this Krishna consciousness. Practical, confident, and we are also not disturbed. We thought, oh, Krishna is there. He will not be put into difficulty. He cannot be put into. So here it is said, Jasmin sito na dukkhena gurunapi vicharlate. If one is situated firm in Krishna consciousness, the gravest type of danger cannot disturb him. It is such a nice. Jasmin sito na dukkhena gurunapi. Guru means very heavy, very heavy. Gurunapi dukkhena na vicharlate. He is not disturbed. He is not disturbed. Of course, it may be a story, but I am telling you of my practical life. In 1942, there was heavy bombing in Calcutta. Heavy bombing in Calcutta. By once or twice bombing, all the population vacated. Calcutta was a city of no man. But there were, of course, many people remained there. Those people who could not leave the city for some urgent or some other business. So, somehow or other, I had to remain in the city. And on the 12th December 1942, I remember, there was heavy bombing. But fortunately, with steadfastness, we saw that something fireworks is going on. Let us enjoy. Gum, like that. So many monsters. So what can be done? There may be so many dangers in our life because it is the place only full of danger. We do not know because we are foolish. We are trying to adjust it. That is our foolishness. We should, just like in a railway carriage, you are being transported from one place. It is suppose it is crowded. So instead of adjusting the crowd, better tolerate for a few hours and get down and go to your destination. Similarly, we may have many dangerous spots in this material life. But if we are preparing ourselves for going back to Krishna in Krishna consciousness, then these things will be not cared for. Let them happen. Agamopaina nityatang titikasya bharata. They come and go. Let them happen. The bombing was not for all the days. All right, let them take place for a few hours or few days. So we have to adjust like that. But it is very difficult to adjust. But one who is situated in Krishna consciousness, he is not disturbed. He is not disturbed. That is the technique of not being disturbed. The more he advances Krishna consciousness, will become free from this material entanglement. There is a very nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Samasthituji padapallabam plamam mahatpadam punnajasu murari mamam buddhi vatsa padam param padam 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 jantu padam natesham. But Samaskrita je padapallava plamam. Now this material world is compared with a great ocean. And actuality, those who have traveled on the sea, now they have seen Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean. This is only a spot. This earth is only a spot in this material universe. So we have got these two big oceans, Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. Just imagine that within this universe, millions and millions of planets are floating. How many Atlantic and Pacific oceans are there? You can just imagine. So this is actually a great ocean of misery. Bhavambudhi, the Shastra says, is a great ocean of birth and death. So Bhavambudhi, Samaskrita je padav. Now, in order to cross the ocean, you require a very nice boat, strong boat. Then you can cross over. So we have to cross over this ocean of Nissan material. And what is that boat? That is lotus feet of Krishna. You take shelter of the boat, which is Krishna's lotus feet. Samaskrita. Take with great faith that I am now accepting this boat as my life boat. Then what is the result? Now, Mahatpadam, they don't think that, oh, Krishna's boat or feet is so small. No, it is Mahatpadam. Mahatpadam means the whole material creation is resting on his leg. Mahatpadam, Punnakasu Mudari. So one who has taken shelter, that for him this great ocean of Nissan is just like the water containing on the impression of calf's leg. Of course, you have no experience. In India, you have got experience because these calves and cows, they go on the pasturing ground, and in rainy season, their hoofs make holes, and in that hole there are some water. So that water, this great ocean is compared like that one. So nobody has any difficulty to cross. So, Bhavambudhi Vatsapadam Param Padam, and for them, those who are taken shelter of Krishna consciousness, for them is waiting Param Padam, the supreme abode. Padang Padang Jad Vipada Agnati Sham, this place where in every step there is danger, this place is unfit for them. Padang Padang Jad Vipada Agnati Sham. It's very nice. So, Jasmin Sito Na Dukhena Guru Napi Vichallati. If you are actually situated in Krishna consciousness, under the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, then Guru Napi Dukhena, very heavy size of danger may be before me, I shall not be disturbed. Or anyone who has taken the shelter like that, he will never be disturbed. He will never be disturbed. Tang vidya dukkha sanjuga vyavang juga sangitam sa nischayana juktavya yoga nirbinna chitasa. Tang vidya dukkha sanjuga vyavang juga sangitam. Now, this understanding of misery and happiness can be appreciated by the yoga process. Therefore, yoga process is so important. Non-nischayana yuktabhang yoga nirbinna chitasa sankalpa prabhavan kaman sapya sarvan asisata manasaiva indriyagramam viniyamma samantata. So this yoga process is because we are being entangled in this material world due to these uncontrolled senses. So the whole process of yoga indriya samyama, we have to control the senses and turn our face toward that actual spiritual happiness, then our life will be successful. Manasaiva indriyagramam dhriyam, mind and the indriyagramam and the whole range of the senses, that has to be controlled. Then we can gradually, if we practice, gradually we shall understand what is the real happiness and how to attain it. Sanai sanai rupamated buddhya dhriti grihitaya atma sanasthana manakritya na kinchidapi chinkaya. Sanai sanai rupamated buddhya dhriti grihitaya. Intelligence and thinking, feeling, willing, by all these assistance, whatever I have got, sunny, always we have to think of controlling the senses. Atma sanasthana manakritya, and just mind being fixed up in the Atma, in the super soul, not kinchidapi chinkaya, then we do not think anything more. Just like this evening we are studying that Krishna says that Yuddhasya mam anusmara, to go on fighting at the same time, be Krishna conscious. Jato jato nischalati mana chanchalam asthiram tatastato niyamma etat atmani eva basangnaya. Now the practical practice of yoga is that mind is always disturbed. It is going sometimes this way, sometimes that way. So we have to drag the mind only to Krishna consciousness. That is yoga practice, real practice. Mind is going from here, from Krishna consciousness to so many, because that has been my practice since time immemorial. So many lives have passed in that way. Now I have taken a new line of my life. So in the beginning there will be difficulties, but the difficulties can be overcome. Here it is a suggestion. Jato jato nischarati manas chanchalam asthiram. Because mind is very much agitating, chanchalam, asthiram, not fixed up. Therefore it goes from one kind of thought to another kind of thought. Sometimes you might have experience that you are doing some work, all of a sudden you remember some 40 years before or 30 years before, some years before some incident took place, and you at once remember. There is no cause, but you come. But the subconscious state is there, and we are getting. That means the mind is always being agitated. Due to agitation, the things which are stored in the subconscious state, they come out. Just like if you agitate a lake or a pond, all the mud from within it comes. But we have to settle down. Then the mud will settle down. So this yoga process is a process of settling down the mind. Jato jato nischarati manas chanchalam asthiram tatasvata niyamma etad atmani eva basangnaya. Therefore there are so many rules and regulations, practically. If we follow the rules and regulations, then this agitated mind will gradually be under my control. That's what rules and regulations are. required to be followed. Don't eat. Don't touch your mouth. Don't touch it in that way. Don't do it. So there are so many don'ts and so many do's. So you have to follow that. Following that regularly, the mind will be under control. These are the process. Prashanta manasang jenang juvina sukam uttamam upaiti shanta rajasam brahma bhutam akalmasam. Prashanta manasang jenang. When mind will be prashanta. Prashanta means not being dragged to think anything more than Krishna. That is called prashanta. There is a nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. A devotee is aspiring. Bhavantameva charan nirantaram prashanta nistisho gato manantaram. Bhavantameva, the devotee is praying to the Lord, my dear Lord, when I shall be 10%, 24 hours engaged in your service. Bhavantameva, only you, and nothing more. Bhavantameva charan nirantaram. Nirantaram means without cessation. I shall always be engaged in your service. And how? Prashanta nistisha manorathantaram. Because my mind is agitated, therefore I create so many mental concoctions. I think this will make me happy, this will make me happy, this will make... So many things I create. They are called manorathantaram. Just like a man on the motor car goes anywhere, everywhere. Similarly, the mind is taking us everywhere, anywhere. Sometimes here, sometimes there, sometimes here. So that shall be stopped. As soon as I engage my mind in Krishna consciousness, then my mind will be naturally stopped for loitering hither and thither. So he is praying, the bhavantameva charan nirantaram, when simply by being engaged 24 hours in your service, my mind will be stopped carrying me from here and there. Bhavantameva charan nirantaram prashanta nishisha manorathantaram kadaham aikantika nitya kinkaram. When I shall be your eternal servitor. Kadaham aikantika nitya kinkaram praharsayishyami sanatha jivita. Sanatha jivita. Sanatha jivita means one who has got a person behind him is patron. A patron is there. Whenever there is some difficulty, the patron supports. Now we have no patron, forgetting our relations with the Supreme Lord. We have no patron. We are thinking of this patron, that patron. But the real patron is the Supreme Personality of God. Sridhar Sarvabhutara, he is the real friend of every living entity. So we have to revive our friendship, revive our actual relationship, just like Arjuna is saying. And then these questions will be prashanta manasangdina yoginam sugamuttamam upaiti shanta rajasang brahma bhutam akalmasam. Now, by attainment of that perfect state of Krishna consciousness, then the upaiti shanta rajasang, that we are agitated due to the passion, modes of passion. Now, by practice of this yoga of Krishna consciousness, this passionate hankering will be stopped. Passionate hankering is shanta rajasang, brahma bhutam akalmasam. Then you become aham brahmasmi, I am the soul, I am not this one, akalmasam. Without any deviation, without any mistake, it shall be firmly situated in our transcendental position.